From MTN News, this is Montana This Morning.
That smoke in the distance you could see from Bozeman last evening, it was from a fire west of Willow Creek. What the firefighters are saying about that blaze, coming up.
I'm Jonathan Amberian in Helena. State and federal leaders say there's reason for concern about the upcoming wildfire season in Montana. I'll have more information about what was shared at an annual fire season briefing.
6:30 on this Thursday. Chet Lehman, Matt Elwell with you here. Holly Brantley is on assignment. A lovely morning out there.
Yeah.
We were talking about that fire out at Willow Creek. Jonathan Amberian will have his piece from the governor's meeting yesterday. All of that leads really nicely into what you're talking about for the next several days.
Yeah, now we're seeing a cool down, which is very positive, and we'll get some good recovery time, but unfortunately we're still talking wind along with that throughout the day. Temperatures this morning very comfortable. The potential of showers really picking up. We're starting to see a few showers west of Dillon forming between Salmon and Dillon this morning on our current radar, but you'll look at the potential of this as you head into the afternoon. Cool showers including mountain snow showers. It's going to be widely scattered but with a few brief heavy downpours. Temperatures this afternoon will be falling rather than going up. That's an indication that cooler air is moving in. Along with that, we're talking a lot of wind. We're going to break it all down for you, of course, in just a few minutes.
All right, thank you, Matt. 6:31, we're going to stay on that topic right now. A wildland fire is burning west of Willow Creek this morning. The fire located between Highway 2 and it's past Lewis and Clark Cavern State Park near Three Forks and west of Willow Creek, as mentioned. Reported at about 240 acres. No update on that size of that fire yet this morning. Public Information Officer for the Department of Natural Resources and Conservation says fire activity had slowed down overnight. That fire not rapidly growing at this point. This is what it looked like on our iCam from the Montana State University campus looking west yesterday. Smoke generated quite a bit of it in that from that blaze. DNRC Fire Management Officer Don Koppel told our Donna Kelly last night that there are 4 helicopters on scene. He says multiple engines and additional air resources have also been ordered and they're on the way. Montana County Assist Team has been ordered as well. A CAT team official calls it, and that team expected to be on scene sometime mid-morning today. That fire is in grass, brush, and timber. Some areas that are burning are very steep and inaccessible by ground crews. Right now, local, state, and federal firefighters, including those from Gallatin, Broadwater, Jefferson counties, are on the fire, and crews are working through the night. Cause of the blaze not yet known. No evacuations at this point, but residents in the area are being put on notice. Less than 10 structures currently threatened, and that fire is moving away from a subdivision that has numerous homes and structures. That's the good news. Fire first reported to Dillon Dispatch a little after 3:30 yesterday afternoon. 6:32 now. State and federal leaders say they're expecting above average wildfire activity across Montana this summer. MTN's Jonathan Amberian was at Governor Greg Gianforte's fire season briefing yesterday. Looks at how agencies are gearing up.
At the state capitol Wednesday, Governor Greg Gianforte met with more than a dozen representatives from agencies that respond to wildfires across Montana. They say they're prepared for a summer that could see significant fire danger.
All signs point to above normal fire activity in Montana this summer.
Currently, leaders say much of Montana is abnormally dry, especially in the east. Colleen Haskell, a meteorologist with the Northern Rockies Coordination Center, said there are short-term benefits from recent rain, but the weather patterns have not brought enough moisture to significantly improve the long-term outlook.
It's just going to make a dent or help out to buy us a little bit of time for the rest of June to keep us near normal for the fire season.
She predicted higher than normal fire danger west of the Continental Divide by July, then across Montana by August. There have already been more than 600 fires this year, burning 32,000 acres. Most were human-caused. Leaders say it's a reminder that people need to do all they can to avoid sparking a fire.
We all have a personal responsibility to one another and to our communities to have measures to prevent wildland fire starts when working or recreating outdoors.
Montana DNRC leaders say the forecast hasn't significantly changed how they're preparing for the summer.
It's like any other fire season that we try to expect the unexpected and prepare for any type of condition.
DNRC has brought on 160 seasonal firefighters who are going through training this month. They've also added a new aviation crew, allowing them to keep one helicopter in Billings so they can respond more aggressively to fires in eastern Montana. Gianforte also emphasized his administration's efforts to increase wildfire fuel mitigation work across the state. He's called for more aggressive forest management as a way to reduce fire risk. In Helena, Jonathan Amberian, MTN News.
Now, Jonathan also tells us during yesterday's briefing, Governor Gianforte acknowledged the loss of Tim Hart. He was a West Yellowstone-based smoke jumper who was killed last week while fighting a fire in New Mexico. 6:35 now. This is a crucial month for President Biden and his massive infrastructure plan in Congress. Speaker Nancy Pelosi wants a vote by the end of the month, and negotiations with top Republicans broke down before the president left for Europe. Still, though, a key question is emerging. Should infrastructure reform include things like paid family leave, or should it be reserved for fixing roads and bridges? For months, Democrats have said human infrastructure is just as important. But as our Joe St. George shows us, it's still unclear whether policy changes like that can pass.
In 2009, I was diagnosed with lung cancer.
Permilia Tony Boss knows the pain of being sick all too well.
So I suggested to the doctor that when you open me up, if you see it and you can cut it out, cut it out.
The surgery was a success, but the recovery frustratingly slow.
I needed somebody to be with me most of the time.
The recovery especially difficult for her daughter, who was forced to take time off from work to care for her mom.
So she had to take a lot of time without pay.
The question facing lawmakers in Washington is whether or not to create a nationwide paid family leave program as part of a major spending package to care, not just for family members when they are sick, but also when a new child is born. President Biden has proposed raising taxes on individuals making more than $450,000 and couples making more than $500,000 to create a new nationwide paid family leave policy. It would allow for 12 weeks of partially paid time off to care for a new baby or a sick family member. Weekly pay would be a percentage of your current paycheck. You would not get the full amount. No benefit would exceed more than $4,000 a week. Permilia says knowing your child is losing out on money just to care for you is painful.
A lot of people have this same situation.
Already, paid family leave exists in a handful of states in the U.S., mostly on the coasts. All of these blue states either have enacted it already or will soon. A nationwide program, advocates say, would ensure every American has a standard level of coverage that doesn't change when you move from one state to another.
But can President Biden pass this idea through the halls of Congress? After all, he's been talking about policy changes like paid family leave for months, and there remains plenty of uncertainty here on Capitol Hill whether something this expansive and expensive can pass.
This ain't infrastructure. So we all know what this is. The largest corporate welfare slush fund in American history.
Republicans are arguing paid family leave isn't infrastructure, and Democrats shouldn't try and sneak it into a bill meant to fix roads and bridges.
The momentum is there, and the moment is now.
Gail Golden with Family Values disagrees. She argues the U.S. is one of the wealthiest countries in the world without a paid family leave policy, especially for new parents. Take a look at this list of countries. All have paid family leave. And while some in the business community believe individual employers should decide if this benefit should be offered, Gail says,
if this could be solved in the private sector by businesses, we'd already have it.
As for Permilia, she lives in New Jersey, and since her first diagnosis, statewide paid family leave now exists here. She just wants every cancer survivor to feel the same sense of security that she now feels.
My children can take care of me.
In Washington, I'm Joe St. George.
6:38 back here at home now. Landowners across the Treasure State wage a war against weeds every year. According to a 2019 report from the Montana Department of Agriculture, an estimated 197,000 acres of state land alone are infested with noxious weeds, costing an average of about $60 an acre to manage. But a new technology aims to give landowners a new tool to fight back weeds and cut down on the time it takes to manage large areas of land. MTN's Alexia Aguayo has our story.
Drones are already utilized for many industries like surveillance and delivering packages, but in this demonstration, drones can spray herbicide and attack acres upon acres of weeds. The organizer says it takes about 6 men spraying to do what one drone can do.
Plus, the drone doesn't get tired. We have enough batteries to run all day long. It definitely beats hauling a 4-gallon bag of pesticide up a hill. Guys get tired, and It doesn't get tired, it doesn't complain, it just gets the job done.
David Cahoon and his brother created a weed spraying drone after hearing from many ranchers about the amount of work it takes to spray weeds. They learned that a by-hand application can use up to 20 gallons, whereas a drone can spray a whole acre with just 2 gallons.
As we fly a grid, or as I fly manually, it will actually rate the pump up and it'll rate the pump down, and it'll manage my altitude for me. So I only have to worry about obstacles and where I'm trying to fly.
One landowner witnessed the demonstration hosted by the brothers and admired the possibilities.
And that's the challenge with weeds. They don't just grow on the side of the road, as everybody knows. They're not just in the fields. There's a lot of tough weeds in some tough country, and it's hard to get to. These drones don't care. They have the ability to do much easier the same thing that takes us a lot of work.
It's not just weed spraying. The drones can also offer grass seeding across large areas.
In Lewis and Clark County, I'm Alexi Iguayo, MTN News.
Kind of like the opposite of crop dusting, kind of fun. Montana has more than 30 species of plants it considers noxious weeds. Each one of Montana's 56 counties does have a weed district that can offer more tips and help in developing plans for managing those noxious weeds. Good stuff there. Technology in use. We love it. Let's take a quick break here on Montana This Morning. When we come back, it seems like everyone wants to get out and travel this year. That's straining the TSA. What the agency says it needs to do to cope, coming up. But first, let's check in with Gail King to see what's coming up at 7 o'clock.
Good morning to you. Ahead on CBS This Morning, President Biden is meeting face-to-face with world leaders for the first time since taking office. White House Press Secretary Jen Psaki will join us to talk about the president's trip abroad to rebuild alliances. Also, we've got an exclusive look at a new report detailing how Americans lost hundreds of millions of dollars in 2020. Why? To fake sweepstakes and prize and lottery scams. What you can do to protect yourself, you'll want to hear this. And we're going to take you to Margaritaville today as we spring into summer with Jimmy Buffett. Here are his plans for live concerts and his newest project in New York City. We'll see you 7 o'clock on the dot.